Hi, welcome to Certain Change. Thank you for taking the time to check us out. This video is like a short brochure to quickly explain to you what we do, how we help our clients, and so you can say, yeah, okay, I need that, or no, not for us. It's very simple. So as it says there, we love helping underachieving high achievers. That's our core speciality. And as one of our clients said to us, well, basically what you do, Stephen, is you make sure that high achievers don't screw it up. And we like their way of saying that so much, we thought we'd pinch it and use it. So what we are specialists at, and I've been doing since I formed the company back in 2002, is helping people who get in their own way. And we're experts at helping talented people who sabotage themselves, sabotage their careers and their businesses. And to be honest, we never usually just talk about their careers and business. We end up talking about their personal life and things that go on, because it always is all about the person. So we end up working on many areas of their life at the same time. But we want to work and like working with people who have ambition. They have a drive. They want higher than average results, but they know they're just getting in their own way. They don't really know why. And most importantly, they don't know how to fix it. Well, we do. That's what we do. So we're expert at stopping the self-sabotage, which then allows them to go on and hit their goals. Because that's the second thing, how to move forward after you've got out of your own way to hit your goals. So who do we like working with? Well, as I said, people with high ambition. So we work with CEOs, C-suite, entrepreneurs, founders, owners, and people who want to move up the ladder, people who want to get to a high level. So not always do we work with people at this level. Sometimes we work with people who are working within a business and they want to start their own business, or they want to get up into a higher level, but they know they're just getting in their own way. So we love helping people hit the goals that they know they should be hitting. And we specifically like working with the people who just really frustrated because they know they're underperforming. Most of our clients come to us because they are frustrated with themselves and they just, I know I can do more, but I just don't let myself, and I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. And if that's you, don't worry, you're in great company. We work with a lot of very talented and often very successful people. It's not just that people, have no success. We often work with some very successful people who know they still are capable of more, but they're running what we call a sabotage loop, or there's many different forms of sabotage loops. But about 40% of people have created a mechanism of thinking in their head that excessively makes them doubt or fearful or not believe in themselves or underprice themselves, or they won't speak up and say what they're capable of doing. And there's many different forms of sabotage loop, but we are expert in turning this off so you can move forward and use the skills that you know you have. So sabotage loops are patterns of thinking that accidentally get created, that create excessive doubt, fear, loss of confidence, procrastination, imposter syndrome, fear of, which ultimately leads to a loss of results. So this is our core speciality. I've been doing it for many, many years because I've worked with so many amazing people who just don't understand why they're holding themselves back. So sabotage loops are the biggest thing that causes underperformance. Whether it's you or you've got somebody in your team who's really talented, but they won't let themselves live up to that talent or that ability. So we work with, obviously, individuals who are working on their own career or their own business, but often working on their teams as well, and key people who are essential to the business but are underperforming. So 40% of people do this. It happens at all levels, no matter where you are in life. So it causes massive underperformance and things like imposter syndrome and some of the things I've spoken about already, like self-doubt, fear of failure. There's so many different forms of sabotage loop, but luckily the process and the way they're created is pretty much the same. So we have the process of turning these sabotage loops off, this excessive doubt and procrastination thinking, turning it off very, very quickly. And removing these thought processes, these accidental thought processes off, is the critical first step that not just stops people from underachieving, but allows them to move quickly forward once it's out the way. So it's a two-step process that we look at. It's about getting people to actually work at the level they're capable of now, but they're just not letting themselves, but also allows them then to move quickly forward. So it's a double return on investment. I'm not allowing myself to work at the level I'm capable of now. And then the moment this is turned off, they fly. But then it allows them to look into the future about where they want to go and what they want to do. It's very exciting, and it's fun, and it's not miraculous. And this is what our clients say. I had a client literally yesterday who said, I just can't believe how different I feel. So to the person on the receiving end, it feels miraculous because they've been perhaps holding themselves back for an incredibly long time. Often it starts when you're children. So the interesting thing, careers and businesses are damaged by thinking that we create as children, but it turns off. We can turn that off so fast. It feels miraculous, but actually it's a process. That's why we're confident that it's applicable to many, many, many people. We've tested it for the last 20 years almost, and it's a predictable process because the construction of these sabotage loops and this sabotage thinking, actually there's a process to this. That's why so many people do it. So therefore, if there's a process that creates it, we've just found the process to turn it off. But it feels miraculous, and it's very strange when you first experience it, but then you get on to do something more interesting, which is moving forward. So there's 4 core solutions that we use. The first one is the Alpha program. The second one is Alpha Project, if you need it. There's also the Certain Change program. And then we have an Unblock My Brain coach training. So I'm going to take you through quickly each of these programs so you can understand what they do. And then you might just say, hey, Stephen, can I have a chat with you about? So the first thing we need to do, though, is look at the different start points and different goals. This is the first thing we do. I'm a firm believer in where are you now? Where do you want to go? Because if you don't have these two, that's a problem because you can't work out the process. So it can start with, is it for you? Is it for you? Do you need this? Or is it your team or a critical member of your team? It works well for people who are employed, who want to move up because they know they're not working at the level they could be. Or you could be an entrepreneur who is running your own business or wants to run your own business. And as I said, is it a career ladder progression or grow your own business? So we work with all of these points. So wherever you are, is it you? Is it your own business? Is it a career ladder? Is it you want to be higher up in the hierarchy? Just think about, where should I be? But I'm not letting myself. That's the point to start with. We work with all of these different options. And the first thing we do is diagnose and remove the cause of the underperformance. Very, very simple. And there's 2 core things we usually focus on, which is it a sabotage thinking problem or is it a skills problem? Now, acquiring new skills is one of the fastest ways to improve results. But there's something that is even faster, which is the removal of the sabotage thinking. The moment you fix that, whether it's for you or a high value member of your team, you leap forward. And that is the purpose of what we do. It's like if you have that ambition, you're driving with your foot on the accelerator, but you've got your foot on the brake at the same time, or you're on the accelerator, and then you put the brake on, and you put the brake on, and you just don't let yourself act as you could. The moment you allow that brake to come off, you can just go. And this is why this happens so fast, because we're working with the skills you already have that you're not using or not using fully. So this is the Alpha program. This is where a lot of our clients start with. And it's an intensive 4 weeks, 1-to-1, just 4 weeks to do this. And this is what surprises people. Perhaps they've been sabotaging themselves or doubting themselves or not believing in their value for years, decades. But it takes us about 4 weeks, predictably about 4 weeks to do this. And we do it by uncovering and turning off any hidden sabotage thinking, any unconscious sabotage thinking. And the key to knowing this is you're just frustrated. And a lot of people describe it as there's almost two people arguing about how to run your business or how to run your career or how to, well, pretty much do anything in life, because a lot of the time we work at the same time in this 4 weeks, not just on business or career, but on the impact this has on personal life. It usually impacts a lot of areas. So it's just 4 weeks, and people are astonished that it can be done in 4 weeks. But as I said, there's a process. And if you book in a call, we can explain how we do it in such a short time. It's not like years and years of contemplating your past and therapy. It's actually about the process, turning off the process of why you want to sabotage yourself. Now, if that sounds a little strange, it is a bit counterintuitive, but we've been doing it for many years and it works in just a few weeks, which means you move forward, you leap forward because you're taking the brakes off. And all that ambition and that ability you can now start to use. So once you move forward, that could be the end of your journey with us. That's all you need. But a lot of our clients move on to the next step, which is about designing and redefining your direction and goals. Because if you've doubted your abilities, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, imposter syndrome, fear of, what often happens is 90% of people need to do some work on their direction and goals because they've been limiting themselves so much. Often it's having goals makes you feel worse because it turns on this sabotage thinking, it turns on the fear. So people often don't recognize and know what they're really capable of because they haven't let themselves really be honest about their skills, really be truthful, because it turns on this thinking and that's unpleasant. So once you've turned this off, the fun part now is actually, what can you do? How big do you want to go? What is your real goal compared to what you thought you should be doing or what you were just capable of doing? So this is when we get into Alpha Project to clarify and sharpen your direction, whether that's going to be career or starting your business or whatever it happens to be. Goals, short-term and long-term, possibly your service and your offer. We often work with people when they are looking at, well, what can I really do? What am I really capable of doing? And often work-life balance as well. So who usually goes on Alpha Project? Usually it's entrepreneurs or business owners or business leaders, but it could actually be anybody who sometimes after coming through the Alpha program, they suddenly think, I'm capable of doing something completely different, but they don't know what it is yet. So this is what Alpha Project is for. And again, it's a very short process because you've released the brake. You're wanting to go. It's now just about clarifying that direction and goals, which again is just 4 weeks. So we've got this down into a process that we really, really can trust. So this is a point when people often say, I know where I'm going, thank you, Steve, and then they're off. But there's another option, which is especially for business leaders and business owners, which is the next stage, which is about being better in terms of leadership and management and creating leverage. So often what happens, if you remember rightly, I said skills. We talked about sabotage thinking and skills being two amazing ways of really improving results. Well, Alpha Program, turn off the sabotage thinking. Alpha Project, set the direction and goals, and usually they become bigger and much more solid. People say, yeah, now it's time to go. Now, if you're a leader of a business or you're wanting to go into a leadership position, we now get into, well, what's your skill level around leadership and management? Because most people who start their own business, or most people nowadays who are going through the career ladder, they never learned how to be really good managers and leaders, to be able to create the leverage of the people that they employ to get the best out of them. So this is about increasing your influence. It's one of the most desired things that when we're working with people, they want to have more influence in the company they're employed in. So they become more listened to, they become more influential, and funny enough, their reputation goes up They get the jobs they really want to get, and the same in your own business. So being able to be a very, very good leader and manager is a very, very valuable skill, which most people are not trained in. So they need to improve their influencing skills so they can be, if they're higher level up, C-suite, CEO, founders of business, owners of business, they can stay at a strategic level where they're most valuable. And what we often find is that a lot of our clients are doing jobs way below their pay grade. They're getting sucked into the weeds of operational tasks when they should be the mastermind of the businesses they own or they run. So this is the purpose of the Certain Change program. And we start with understanding people. We work with a lot of people who are very competent in their technical disciplines. They spent many years learning to be very good at their core technical skills. But then they have to lead and they have to manage, or they start their own company. And most of them have never learnt almost like the alphabet, the formula for understanding people in a very practical way. This is not psychometrics. It's not labeling people. It's being able to sit in a meeting and listen to somebody and understand why they're making that decision, because you understand how people think, what motivates them, what demotivates them, how they make decisions, what scares the living daylights out of them. What people you're employing have got sabotage loops that stops them dramatically underperforming. So it gives you the skills and the colossal ability to create huge leverage and influence in all three directions. Down into your team, getting the jobs done, but working with other managers your same level or managing upwards, depending where you are. The ability to be influential in all three directions, a great leader and a great manager, is incredibly valuable. And it's one of the most complex skills in business. It's incredibly a complex skill because people are very diverse and they have interesting ways of thinking. So most people never get anywhere near enough help in building this huge skill set. So the higher up you go, whether it's your own business, growing the business, or you go higher up you go in a hierarchy of being employed to run a company or part of a company, the more you can understand people and how they think, the more ability you have to influence them and to create that huge leverage, basically of making people work easier and better and happier, so they produce better results. But the thing is, we often find that it's a tough thing to own up to. It's a tough thing to own up to because if you've been in role for a long time, the last thing you want to say is, I'm not very good at leading, or I feel like an imposter. And this is why people often come, they start with the Alpha program, and then they say, can I just get some better skills? And this is one of the things, is a little bit of knowledge about leading and managing is not a bad thing. It's a great thing because all of a sudden, leading and managing gets so much easier. Massive difference to people and results. And it makes sure that you're working at your true level. You're working strategically and you're leveraging the skills of others. And this is the purpose of the Certain Change program. And it's just a relief to be able to not be stuck in the weeds doing things below your pay grade. So where are you most valuable? And what about your most valuable people? How many of your really talented people are perhaps brilliant at what they do, but then terrible managers, and they create negative leverage by accident because they're just not very skillful with people or leading or managing, but you need them there because they're amazing technical skills. You need them there, but actually they just could do with some help about being better as leaders and managers. Now, the easiest way to think about this as we're coming to a close is that, is it worth investing in being a better leader and manager? Think about all the people that you are leading and managing, if this is you. What's their salary? What are they tasked with? What is the cost of them, doing a good, messing up or doing a good job? How much revenue are they controlling? What problems are they creating if they're managed badly? As soon as you start thinking that way, this becomes a no-brainer, because that leverage is that you create not just better skills for you, you get more and more leverage out of the people and more higher quality work and happier people and less absence and all sorts of things, because the leader or the manager, whoever you're thinking about, is simply better at helping them do a better job. So this is a certain change program, and it's 6 to 12 months. It can be done in 6 months very easily, but sometimes people say to us, hey, can we do it for longer? Can we do it as a longer 12-month program? So it all depends on your situation, what your goals are, what's happening in the company at the moment, perhaps the problems you have, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be built. But this is all about building your leadership and managing and influencing skills in real life projects, not theoretical, not a load of things just to learn. It's about applying it to real situations. So 6 months, absolutely, massively change your skills as a leader and manager, no matter how long you've been doing it. I promise you. People just say, I wish I'd known this 20 years ago. I wish I'd known this last week when I had that problem with one of my team and I didn't know how to solve it. So that's a certain change program. Leadership, managing, influencing. Now there's one further option. We're nearly there. Last one. Thank you for sticking with us on this. I hope it's been useful to you. This is the Unblock My Brain coach training. So this is a specialist training for coaches, consultants, and trainers who are wanting to learn our methodology because they have people that come to them for their specialist knowledge in their particular field, but they also have noticed that their clients are getting in their own way. They're stopping themselves and they're blocking themselves and sabotaging themselves from following what they're teaching. So we love actually teaching coaches and consultants and trainers how to remove the sabotage loops of their particular clients so they can follow their methodology, which they know works, but for some reason their client is not allowing themselves to apply. So this is the purpose of the coach training. We actually train people in the methodology that we know works. We've been doing it for a long while, and very easily we can teach this in 12 weeks. So it's one-to-one at the moment. This may change, but it's a one-to-one with comprehensive training modules, and then one-to-one to help you apply it to and learn it and apply it to your particular clients. So it's not just a theoretical training. It's how would I do this with my clients in the context of what I'm doing. So we train people who already have a business and they notice this is a problem, but we also train people who want to move into their own business as well, and they want to be able to help their clients get better results. They've got great expert skills, but they know that this is a problem, and being a better coach or consultant is a really good thing to make sure that people don't sabotage themselves. So just to sum it up, almost there. Step 1, get rid of the sabotage thinking that gets in the way. That's the Alpha program. Step 2, choose the correct program to accelerate your results. Alpha project, make sure you've got directions and goals, your value, possibly your service offer. And then the Unblock My Brain coach training, which is about if you need to have the same skill set that we have with your clients, or if it's about leadership and management and influencing, the certain change program is the right one. So if you're thinking, oh, I sort of got it, but help me out, what's the pathway? All you need to do is just get us a call and get in touch. So if you're an ambitious person, that you know you're underperforming, or you know you've got some really great people who are underperforming and you want them to be either stop getting in their own way, or you think I need my team of leaders to be better leaders and better managers, then just book in a chat. Use those links there. You can either email us or just use that link, and there's probably a link around to be able to book into my diary. Let's have a chat, and we'll find the best pathway for you and help you, 1, get out of your own way if that's the problem, or 2, help you accelerate moving forward once you've taken that break off. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.